that's a tremendous looking trophy.
Hey everybody, welcome to Platinum Explosion, the #1 PlayStation podcast in the Oceanics. I'm your host, Dylan Blight. Today I'm joined by Ashley Hobley.
Platt.
Ciaran Merchant.
Platt. Scoob.
And the non-breathing heavily Nick Pryor.
It's your boy, Platt.
That was like the most downed fucking it's your boy Platt I've ever heard. I don't appreciate this at all, Nick. This is like...
We need some enthusiasm.
We need some fucking enthusiasm. Jesus, come on. We just got off E3. It's a week after. Great time. Be excited. Video games, PlayStation. Yeah. Great time to be alive. Oh, for fuck's sake. Right, well, we'll see if you can...
Returned.
Yeah. We have the Motley crew returning this week to the exact same crew returning that did our E3 predictions, because we're going to cover the predictions.
We were so good.
We
For
pretty
those
much
keeping
all
score,
of us.
John Ozigo didn't fall on me and kill me.
You can say that in comfort because he won't listen.
Yes. Well,
he might get
he
5
might
minutes
listen
in.
now. He's back. He usually if you say a swear word within the first 2 minutes, he outs. I can't remember what I opened the show with.
So can you cut
What
in
up,
a swear
what
word,
up,
please?
fuckers? Welcome to PlayStation's Oceanic podcast.
Every trophy cunts.
Yeah,
Bye, Jono.
it's off for a good time. This is a PlayStation podcast that is not meant for children. However, if children listen, hello, how are you? What's your mum's number?
Follow us on Twitter.
Who's a good boy?
Explosion
Who's
Post.
a good boy?
All right, and pretty much like our E3 predictions podcast, this one is off to a rickrolling fucking trash fire start. So let's just
down the
continue that. Sometimes I am like,
If it's working, why change it?
yeah,
10 out of 10
why change something
professional.
that's not, well, look, no one ever claims to be professional here. I just want to get paid to do this shit. All right, Mr. Jaden Pryor, because we're going to cover it straight off the bat, guys. We do have some other news to talk about, but first, let's do the predictions covering Crown a Winner. And we did have Jaden Pryor reached out on Twitter after the predictions episode
At
and said,
the-
hey,
At the original cruisy, mate.
At what?
at Explosion Pod, and his Twitter is at Cruisy Mate.
He's the OG.
At the time, it was at Jaden Pryor, I believe, but things change. It's been a couple of weeks. We've been through some rough times.
Underscores not allowed here.
Things happened.
He reached out and said, hey guys, you want me to be your official scorekeeper for E3 predictions? And not only did
After
he...
we called him out and asked him to.
Yeah, pretty much. But look, I don't want to do more work that's necessary, so I'm quite happy. And he didn't just reply with an email that simply said the scores and who got what wrong. He pretty much wrote a script that needed to be to be read to read out. That's quite lengthy. It's several paragraphs. I appreciate the effort put in. In fact, I really appreciate the effort in because I've already read it and I chuckled quite a few times. So just
Jaden's
strap
just
in.
listening and he knows what's going to happen. Like,
Strap in, listeners. We have Jaden Pryor's official E3 rundown coming at you live.
Pre-recorded.
The first annual Platinum Explosion E3 prediction results are in. Let's not waste any time and get straight into it. I'm going to start with Ashley, and I think everyone knows why. His first PlayStation.
So I was first.
His first PlayStation prediction was that Kingdom Hearts 3 would have a trailer at Sony's conference. He also went on to confuse the crap out of everyone about when he thought the release date would be. As we know, Square Enix dropped a trailer for Kingdom Hearts 3 before E3 even started. Unfortunately, that means 0 points for Ashley. His second prediction was that Sucker Punch's new game would be revealed and it wouldn't be infamous. Sucker Punch was nowhere to be seen at the conference. 0 points.
It wasn't infamous though, so
What do you want? 0.1 points.
it's all in the detail. It's all in the detail, people. Like,
yeah.
He gets the full
Come on,
thing.
Jaden.
His final PlayStation prediction was that Sony would spend 10 minutes on a single VR game and that it would be a new IP. Sony ended up spending a total of 7.5 minutes on 5 VR games. 0 points.
Wait, he timed this? What a top bloke. He timed
You got to wait for the more details he gets. He went the full mile. Some would say he put in the work.
Putting in
for
the
sure.
work.
That's a saying I've heard.
It's a saying. His fourth prediction was that Square Enix Avengers game would be re-revealed with gameplay footage at Microsoft's conference. Out of Microsoft's 42 games, not one of them was Avengers, nor did the game appear anywhere else. 0 points.
I can see where this is going.
Player out,
Lastly,
boys.
but certainly not least, he said that Rocksteady would announce their new game and it would be about the Justice League. Surprisingly, he was wrong. 0 points.
Can I get a total of how many points Ash got?
Well, no, it's here. It's the next paragraph. That gives Ashley a total of 0 points, which as of this moment puts him in first position. Congratulations.
Yeah! Take your wins.
In the
Take
lead.
your wins where you can get them.
That was it. End the show.
Stop the show here if you would like
most of
Ashley
this
to win.
episode's just going to be about Jane's email.
I'm fine with that.
It's fine. Yeah, I'm fine with that
I'm really
too,
enjoying
actually.
it so far. See, let's
I wish it was E3 two times a year so we could just do fucking shitty
Well, we got
predictions.
PSX.
Luckily,
I guess we got
PSX is
PSX.
coming up, yeah.
Yep. We'll do Tokyo Game Show.
Next up is Dylan. That's me.
Really?
Your first prediction was that X-Wing or Battlefront VR would be revealed. It would also have exclusive content for PSVR and be a standalone title. As well as this, you also added that it would come out in 2018. Battlefront VR was not one of the 5 VR games shown at Sony's conference. 0 points. Next, you said that Sony would announce the Vita 2.
Oh, God.
Can't wait for my PSX. Want to guess what one of my PSX fucking predictions is going to be? Motherfucking Vita. You then proceeded to list a number of features that I won't bother repeating. As we all know, this does not happen. 0 points. Your final prediction for Sony's conference was that a Spyro collection would be announced. To do so, there would be a trailer, but with no gameplay.
Just
A Spyro collection was not announced. 0 points. It's making me want to cry at the same time because I wish it happened.
I took a drink at the wrong moment.
We really should have done video for this one.
Patreon, the video podcast will happen. Okay. At EA's conference, you thought they would officially announce the Star Wars game by Visceral. Amy Henning's game was not shown at all. 0 points.
Going good so far.
This next paragraph's the best part. To stop yourself from tying with Ashley. You rightly predicted that Beyond Good and Evil 2 would be officially revealed. You also added that it would have a 2018 release date and it would be a timed exclusive on Nintendo Switch. The game was revealed, but without a release date or any word on the exclusivity deal with the console. 0.5 points.
I'm glad there was a 0.5 there because
Should be 0.33.
He's got
Damn.
the points there.
Yeah.
Dylan finished E3 on 0.5 points. That puts him in first position. Congratulations.
So out of a total of 10 points, we've got 0.5 so far between
guys,
us.
if Nick wins this, I'm gonna cry.
Guess what? It's no spoilers, but look, it's lucky none of us claim to be like industry professionals.
We claim to be the number one
do.
Oceanic podcast about
Look,
PlayStation.
I'm quite happy to be the number one. I'll take that claim. I'll never claim to be the smartest number one PlayStation podcast. Okay, now for my cousin's predictions. First up,
That's
he
me.
said that... Nick. First up, he said that Red Dead Redemption 2 will be at PlayStation's conference. Red Dead Redemption 2 was not at PlayStation's conference. 0 points. Next, he simply blurted out the Order 1884. With some light questioning from Dylan, he added that it would be released now.
Wait, before we continue, can we do a request where, like, Jaden does, like, a small synopsis of every podcast? Just everyone. Just step by step.
He then added that it would be released now. The highly anticipated prequel to the hit game, The Order 1886, was not revealed, nor was it spontaneously released. 0 points. Thirdly, Nick predicted that Kojima would come on stage and debut another trailer for Death Stranding. Kojima did not come on stage, and in his absence, another trailer for his game was not shown. 0 points. His first prediction outside of PlayStation was that the new Wolfenstein game would be announced. Just as he said during Bethesda's conference,
Holy crap.
Wolfenstein 2, the new Colossus, was officially revealed for the first time. 1 point.
Oh, we got a full point.
Oh, we got a new leader.
Yes. Feels good to be the king.
With the easiest fucking prediction ever.
The one that pretty much got confirmed before the freaking
Last year, yeah. And finally, he predicted a Cyberpunk gameplay trailer. We did not get any kind of trailer for Cyberpunk. 0 points. Nick finished up on a whole 1 point, slotting him in first position. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And
Thank you
finally,
very much.
Kieran.
Oh god, here we go.
Buckling.
Come on with
His first PlayStation prediction was that Guerrilla would announce DLC for Horizon. He didn't think it was going to be Aloy, believing the most probable main character to be Roast. Horizon.
Ross.
Ross. Oh, yeah, it's Ross.
Fake fan.
Sorry, guys. Fake fan. Hashtag fake gaming girl. Horizon, the Frozen Wilds was announced, but Aloy is still the playable character. 0.5 points.
Okay, 0.5. Okay, we're going there. Halfway there.
You got there. Kieran's second prediction was that the God of War would be at the PlayStation's conference and it would have a release date of March next year. God of War was there, but it was only given a release window of early 2018. 0.5 points.
I think that should be 7.5 because, you know.
Oh, you can't argue with the point
Okay,
scorers.
no,
Come
sorry,
on, you
Jaden.
can't.
Sorry,
That's not. You got it. You got it.
All right, we're tied. I'm tied.
For his last PlayStation prediction, Kieran seemed to think it was PSX.
Yeah, pretty much.
He thought that Geocorsi would come out with a Vita and convince the world that the Vita wasn't dead. 0 points.
Save that for my PSX predictions.
His other prediction, finger quotes, was Bloodborne 2, and that also was wrong. Just gonna chuck that out
You
there.
should take points away
No,
for having too many predictions.
I coughed a lot, you know.
You'd think
You've got a weird cough. You've got to get that checked.
You'd think with 22 exclusives, Kieran's Microsoft prediction would be a simple point to give.
Oh god.
But behind the scenes, it took a lot of research. He said that there would be at least 3 new exclusives for Xbox. These could either be a new IP or a game signed on to be exclusive. Now, unlike Microsoft, I don't consider console launch exclusives to be true exclusives.
Oh no.
So that cut the numbers down. Luckily for him, Super Lucky's Tale was announced as an exclusive for the first time. As well as this, of the 19 PC ports in the Xbox ID trailer, 5 were announced to be Xbox exclusives for the first time. 1 point.
Yes!
God damn it.
Champion!
Lastly, he said that Nintendo is not going to have a single exclusive game for the DS. Dylan was a witness for when Ciaran clarified that he meant there would be no DS games specifically at the Nintendo Spotlight. Just as well he did, considering that right after the Spotlight finished, Metroid Samus Returns for the 3DS was announced. 1 point. In total, Ciaran came out on top with 3 points.
Smashed it.
Congratulations.
Smashed it, cunts.
Not that you should, but if you have any problems with my points, I don't care. So send any issues you may have to the other cruisy mate.
That'll be cruisy_mate. Just tweet him one shame anyway.
Just tweet at cruisy_mate. Shame.
And tweet at cruisy_mate. Thanks, Jed. You're a top bloke.
Thanks, Jane, for that. That was nearly, that's about 15 minutes of riveting content as far as I'm concerned. A bunch of laughing, like 20, let's say
we can sell this episode as a laugh track.
50% laughing. And now I'm just like, okay, time to do some actual topics, I guess. Like a show of some sorts.
I don't know.
What, you just want to talk about, you want to reread Jane's email or?
Do you think we were so wrong because they just didn't do E3 properly this year? Is that
Definitely.
I reckon
I was
they
right,
listened to the
E3 was wrong.
podcast.
we'll hold all the other
They said,
announcements
hey,
till...
this new kid on the block, he sounds pretty good. We're gonna
Why
let
would you
him win.
release that?
And
No.
hold
at
all
a
the other ones.
random
Like we had a
orchestra
Kingdom Hearts
thing.
trailer. We're gonna release that beforehand just to screw with him. We're just gonna release it
They said
beforehand
that-
just to screw with him.
They said Nick's onto us with that Order 1884 fucking
Yeah,
release.
1884. And then they're also like, wait, we had the Vita 2 ready. Nah, we're gonna hold the Vita 2 for PSX.
Vita 2, it's coming, baby.
Even though you bought a Switch.
Oh, what's this?
I did buy some. Oh,
Oh, what a revelation.
Oh, the host of Platinum
Please,
Explosion bought a
He
Can I?
switched to
Sorry, guys.
Nintendo.
Look, no one's switched. If the Vita 2 gets announced, I'll still keep my. I'll
also
I'll
microwaved
probably
his
still
Vita.
keep my Switch. I'll probably still keep my Switch, but I hope it happens.
His Vita is exactly the crack baby now.
Right, let's move on to the topic I want to talk about, which is something else that Sony announced at E3 that I found to be quite cool, quite interesting, but was kind of just overshadowed by the rest of the news that came out, and particularly like their actual conference, because this was something they didn't talk about in their conference. Rightfully so, probably, because it's probably not for like main. I don't know. It'll be interesting. It is PlayLink, which is a system in which they're going to be releasing games for, basically. It's an app you can download for free on your phone. And then as long as one person owns a PS4 console, you'll be able to play games on it. And then people can download the apps and they can all join in. So it's pretty much like Jackbox Party or something like that, their system of games, except for Sony's kind of moving into a market where they want to create a bunch of games like that that can attract both, in quotes, hardcore, in quotes, casual gamers and family and stuff like that to the thing. Now, the number one game that sends automatically when they announced it, I'm like, cool. So they're going to have a bunch of boring kind of party games and stuff like this that may be fun for families, kids, I don't know, you know? Then they showed Supermassive's Hidden Agenda, which to me is the moment where I was like, oh, this is actually a legit cool idea, because Hidden Agenda is basically an Until Dawn Telltale-esque kind of game where characters are making choices and stuff like that, except for a number of people, up to 5 I think, can sync up in the game, and then everyone votes on decisions that the character has to make, and the person with the most votes wins, except one player can literally just have the role as trying to be the one that fucks it up for everyone. And that's like their goal in the game. And I was like, wow, this is actually a really cool like party game and stuff like that. That's not just your simple like typical family bullshit stuff. So PlayLink does this. Kieran, you're sitting there. You got something that's
All smug
PlayLink
and stuff.
What do you reckon?
Also, I'm not
Very
really
smug.
I don't know. I'm gonna reserve my entire judgment until it comes out. Because I really like the Jackbox games because they're really easy to get into. Like it's literally just a website that you go to and then enter the room code and everything. I think as long as they do it so the apps are easy enough to find and download, like say if they come out and say, well, by the way, the apps are out on Google Play Store, they're not out on the Apple App Store. That would be terrible. They'd
They'd be killing it before it
I
started.
don't think they'd do that though.
I hope
shoot
not.
yourself in
I
the
hope
foot.
not. But
Do you think just having it as an app is already like a huge? To me, it is a little bit of more of a hurdle than obviously just saying go. To
yeah,
this website.
I only think.
But it's
yeah,
not a huge hurdle.
It's not a big.
I would give a
but
counterpoint to that. I think that an app is more intuitive for less technologically minded people, because on Easter we played Jackbox, and my family found it weird they had to go to a website as opposed to downloading an app to play it.
Oh, really?
But did they say? Did they say that it's an individual app for each game you play, or is it one app for the lot?
One app.
It's one app for
One
the lot.
app.
Okay, that's
One
okay.
for the other.
One app.
Well, I thought it was. Yeah, I thought it was one app
Yeah.
per game, because I was like, well, that's a lot of messing around to do.
No,
My only other point is, so did they mention, is there a price involved to get it? Like, is there a subscription or something?
It's free for
to get, like, the
PlayStation
app or
Plus.
something like that. It's free.
Oh, it's free
No,
on PlayStation Plus. That's pretty awesome.
That's one of the games. As far as I'm concerned, like the app's just a free download.
The app's a free
But
download,
you-
and then you have to pay for the games.
You have to pay for the game.
Okay,
Right.
okay.
That's not
So
bad.
What
one
would-
of the games is going to be free on PlayStation Plus. Free on PlayStation Plus when this launches. I can't remember which game it was. I'm trying to double check here. Keep talking. I'll double check.
and so, I guess as long as they get the price point of those games right, then sure. If they let me buy it in, say, like a Jackbox pack, like a bundle, where you can get all the games that are currently out for this amount of money, like when it first is released, get the release pack with 4 games for this much money, I'd be like, yeah, sure, that's cool.
Do you think it's a bit too gimmicky?
Yeah.
Do you think like other people are going to come in and make games after this initial launch?
Well, the thing is, the Jackbox, the has anybody played the new set of Jackbox games?
No.
That just came
I've played
out
Jackbox
recently?
3.
You played number 3, yeah. Number 3
yeah.
is the recent ones, and they're
Yeah.
some of the newer games are really fun. There's one of the games where you have to be in the same room together, and that was so
I
much
like the
fun when I
espionage
played it.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. It depends how. It depends how they do it. Like I'll save judgment and see what happens.
I think it's going to hit the same market as the people that bought Buzz and SingStar and all that back in the PlayStation 2. The biggest concern for me is that when I have parties, they're generally the people I have parties with don't play video games and are not interested in that kind of thing. So for me, it'd be kind of a waste of money because I wouldn't get any use out of it. And not only that, if it's like a linear type story, I don't know how much replayability you're going to get out of it either.
That's simply a hidden agenda though. Like that's one game. The whole thing, the PlayLink thing is more or less it's a system that Sony are introducing. It's basically a mobile system.
Yeah.
You know, you like it's PS4 as well, but it's basically them saying we're making a bunch of mobile games that you need one PS4 to play.
They use the PS4
And-
as a server.
They also
Yeah,
think
it's the PS4 server.
I don't know what other type of games are going to hold with it too, because this, what was it called? Hidden Agenda one sounds like you need to devote a lot of energy and attention to, whereas opposed to games like Jackbox where it's fun, 5 minutes a game, quippy, fucking have a laugh. I don't know. Just
so the one that's going to be free when it launches, and it launches on July 4th. That's the PlayLink system launches on July 4th, and the game that's launching on the same day it comes out is called That's You, and this is I'll read you the synopsis. Which of your family members would survive longest in the wild? Which of your friends was the most recently sick in the street? Who of you is the worst chef? Welcome to the irreverent party quiz where you and up to 5 of your friends and family get to find out what you really think about one another. With your TV, PS4, a tablet and a smartphone in hand, answer over 1,000 funny questions, take part in daring doodle challenges, snap selfies for photo challenges and more. The better you know your fellow players, the more points you'll pick up quick. With topics spanning everything from school days to pastimes, prepare to make your mark on the game. So this is basically a very casual game where you answer questions about one another, draw funny shit on your phone, take a selfie, someone can draw on it, all sorts of things. This seems very, very casual. This seems very Jackbox party kind of silly fun. That to me is the you have non-gaming people over and you're like, hey, just pull out your phone, we'll play this game. Oh, I can't use controllers too hard to use. No need for a controller. You just pull out your phone, download this app off my fucking Wi-Fi, and then you click on answers that we're playing quizzes about each other.
Give me a second, I'll get you my Wi-Fi passcode. And
Yeah.
then give me... Alright, we're going to wait.
Let me hook up the dial-up.
In the App Store. Oh no, the App Store's down. No, I hope once the app's downloaded, I hope it's really easy to set up. Really easy, just a room code, go. I also hope there's some kind of streaming functionality built into it, because these games are really fun for streams, and especially I'd love to do a stream with the network on this kind of thing. It's as long as it's been set up to have a functionality of streaming where even if you're not in the same room, 5 people can see the screen at the same time.
That'll be the thing, won't it?
Yeah, it's the biggest one.
What do you reckon, Ash? Does this sort of stuff interest you?
Yeah, I guess it's pretty interesting, a bit of a different way to play. I guess that hidden agenda one, it seems to be the big one that everybody's talking about coming out of E3 that I saw, but very different take on this sort of genre. But yeah, I guess it's a wait and see to see how it pans out.
The hidden agenda thing's interesting because in the last 1 or 2 Telltale games, they've introduced the system where you could stream the game and have like people vote what you do at the same time, and like, because people used to stream Telltale games and just like say, hey, stream, what should I do? And then everyone would say, and then they'd make that decision. And Telltale was really smart, and they basically built a function into the game that helps other people vote that the streamer can see in that side of stuff. So they took the idea of play-alongs, and that was the other thing, of course, that Telltale of release party type stuff for their games, like the first episodes and stuff, have been doing stuff where they'll have someone come play the first episode, like Greg Miller did that one time.
Yeah, like a theater or
and
something.
everyone in a theater, and everyone in the audience is yelling out, do this. So I really think Hidden Agenda is like hitting on something very fast in a unique way, like kind of taking that idea of the play along, and I think I think it could be as long as it's like actually a good fun game. It's not just like a half-assed effort. But I mean, it's not being made by a shitty developer, so I have no reason to think it would be a half-assed.
As long as Sony follow through with supporting it, as long as it doesn't have say 3 months of support and then it isn't doing what they expected and it kind of loses steam because developers don't want to make anything for it.
Yeah. That's obviously the big problem with these things all the time, is that will Sony actually put their effort into keeping this kind of system alive? But I did find it interesting how like this is more or less them making a whole... It's not as big as VR or something, obviously, but it's like a new system they're introducing in only a couple weeks. And I didn't really see any talk about it at all. And obviously it's not like the biggest thing at E3, but I was like, this is kind of a bit more of a bigger deal than I think anyone's like actually giving it credit for.
I'd actually think I would have preferred for them to do the thing we mentioned a couple times throughout our predictions, which was, and it's out right now. That would have been much better.
They could have spent 5 minutes on 5 minutes on PlayLink and show like a bit of Hidden Agenda on stage, and then make PlayLink and Hidden Agenda available right now type thing. Yeah, that would have been a great now.
That would have been
everyone
awesome.
Would have jumped straight up. Everyone sitting around, because a lot of people obviously have E3 parties and stuff like that. I guarantee anyone sitting around doing that stuff, like since conference end, would have been like, oh fuck yeah, I'll go download this. We've got a couple hours until whatever the hell we got to do next, or for the rest of the day or stuff like that. That would have been a really great choice actually for a drop the bomb, and a realistic one, not like God of War or something crazy.
Knack 2.
Fucking Order 1886 being available right now.
1884.
Yeah, 1884. 1886
I've got a
is
bit of
out
a
now.
side tangent. That Hidden Agenda is made by Supermassive, yeah?
Yes.
Yep.
That means they've had 3 games shown at E3.
At E3, yep.
So I don't know how big their team is, but I think the next game they're going to have is a fair ways off, judging off that.
I think after Until Dawn, I'm pretty sure they expanded their team, and I think
they've just been working on a lot of smaller titles, because they also did
they've been working
the VR one.
Yeah. Most of this stuff is small though. So Hidden Agenda, small little game that you can for this system. The 2 VR games were kind of small.
And it's been 2-3 years since Until Dawn?
Yeah. And so after Until Dawn, all they've made is Rush of Blood, which is not a full price.
Didn't somebody else do Rush of Blood? I swear somebody else did it.
Did they?
Yeah, I think somebody else did Rush of Blood.
Let's have a look.
I don't know either. So if they didn't do that, but then they've done this Until Dawn prequel VR one. What was that called? The
Inpatient.
The Impatient, and then they've got the Army one that Nick was a big fan of. That I can't remember the name of. That's right, Nick was a fan of something.
Sorry. I will apologise. It was Supermassive that made Rush of Blood.
Thank you. I thought I was.
Apologies.
Yeah.
Apologies.
So basically, since Until Dawn, all they've made is a spin-off small VR game for Until Dawn, a spin-off small VR game for Until Dawn, a spin-off, or not spin-off, an Army mini
That
game
might
that
be a
looks like
spin-off.
Time Crisis shit to me.
Wendigos everywhere.
And then they've made this.
No, they also did
small
Tumble
game. So
VR as well.
Tumble VR. Yeah, but that was like a port, I suppose. Like, so it's not like a from the ground up. Nonetheless, so you did mention before like Buzz and stuff like that, which to me is like.
I'm surprised that isn't one of the
big-
launches. Why wouldn't you launch
That-
it Buzz?
Haven't they already mentioned SingStar?
Yeah,
I
SingStar
swear I read
is-
an article.
they're doing
Yeah, I
SingStar.
swear I read an article that they said SingStar is going to be a part of
Which
this.
is smart.
Yeah, which makes sense. Now, would you want to see Buzz on this? Do you think they could implement it? My hand is automatically straight up. I don't see no reason why they shouldn't.
Might as well.
Imagine
Why
that
wouldn't you?
buy.
If you got that IP, why wouldn't you use it?
Here's how you do it. In my mind, it's so easy. They're just like you put the game out for free with a certain amount of questions, right? The basic quiz pack. Then you can charge for expansion packs, and you have the app, and you just have a little thing come up on your phone that's a buzzer. Like it just seems so cool. Like because that was the problem. Like Buzz is a really cool game. I had heaps of fun of it. Sure, no one wants that plastic shit in their house anymore. But lots of people love Buzz, have nostalgia for Buzz. I remember seeing pictures of people's houses from the PS2 era, and they had like stacks high of fucking Buzz games and stuff like that. It was like every night all they would do was play Buzz. I like trivia games. I'd be 110% down.
Speaking of games that I really want, this isn't a game that's been made before, but it's a game I've played previously at house parties and theatre nerds gatherings and everything. I don't know. Have any of you guys played the? Have you guys played any of the Mafia, the game Mafia, where it's like a I don't know. You're probably not.
Mafia
Where
1 was better than 2 and 3.
Well, not that Mafia. Sorry, this is more. Pretty much everybody is three people out of the group get chosen to be Mafia. Each night they kill somebody, and then everybody else has to work out who the Mafia are among the party. So then there's a lot of lying and yelling and crying.
What is this, a board game?
No, it's not a board game. Like you literally don't need
like
anything
Werewolf.
other than people.
Okay. It's like Werewolf or something.
A murder
Yeah,
party
it's Werewolf
type game,
pretty
isn't
much.
it?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
I gotcha.
it's a very like, and you just start, and somebody's like a doctor, so they can save people. A game like that which would be
great on this.
Pardon?
Would be great on something.
Yeah,
like
it would
this.
be great on something like this to turn it into literally the app is just you have somebody that commentates on the screen. The app is who do you want to kill, who do you want to save, and then vote. Like
PlayStation, if you're listening, we want
PlayStation,
royalties.
hook me up.
Actually, don't put this
I'll
out. Does
narrate
anyone
the
know
game.
how to make games?
Let me know.
Edit this out, Dylan.
But that is like a good example of like the kind of small games that I think could be great on a system like this and great for grabbing, because at the moment Sony really doesn't have that family attachment. I think the PS4 compared to especially the PS2 doesn't have that family game stuff to it. When you look at the PS2 specifically, it's like Guitar Hero, all the fucking iTour games, Buzz, SingStar. There was a lot of reasons for families and stuff like that to gather around and play that console because there was a lot of simple,
Even if they
fun,
go out
easy
to,
games.
even if Sony were to really support this and go out to say the creators of Cards Against Humanity and be like, hey, what up? Put an app out on this. We will.
that would be
cool.
a huge fucking get.
That would
like,
be
if something
awesome
like
if they
that
say,
happens.
hey, you could even do exactly what you said for Buzz. Hey, give us a base game and then start making DLCs. You've already got expansion packs for the real game. It's just transferring over data. We make it and we're good. It's yeah, even stuff like that. If they go out to people and say, hey, creator of Exploding Kittens, make me a game. If you haven't played Exploding Kittens, it's the best. It's so
It
much
is fun. It is fun.
Yeah, pretty much any board game would probably port over pretty well, like Uno
Yeah,
or
exactly.
Monopoly or something.
Play D&D on it. Nah.
No, that's a bad idea.
That seems quite excessive. But you're right. There are like a lot of board games that I think you could very easily do with something like this. And I think a lot of them could be really great successes simply depending on how easy is it to use on your phone and on the console, how easy it is all set up, and then of course the price point. And if the price point is at a level that's like if it's at the level where you're sitting around one night and you're just like, Exploding Kittens, what is it, $9.99? Fuck it, buy. Like, I think at around that stage, that's when this stuff can start to become success. I think anything over like $10 for these sorts of games is, depending on what it is, going to be a bit too much. Like, I know that what's the fuck one's going to be
$20.
Hidden Agenda's $20, which to me, by the sounds of it, I'm like, it's fine. It's a bit more excessive than like a card game type basic family game, something like that. So
with Hidden Agenda, I'm wondering how long a play session will be, or if you play it in sessions.
I believe you can save and like come back and stuff like that. I think they said like it's a couple hours.
Yeah.
Actually, interesting point. Just having a quick research. Exploding Kittens is already an app on the like iPhone iTunes App Store.
Oh, really?
So
there you go.
It's like if you were cruising around and all you saw was an ad that said something like Exploding Kittens, a mobile game for people who like kittens and explosions and corn dogs and sometimes pigs, you'd be like, okay, what the hell? There's sometimes even boob wizards.
$9.99? I'll buy that.
$9.99. Do it.
Yeah.
Everybody like, yeah.
Just have to get friends.
But also, if you play one of these party games,
that's
CSA,
the biggest.
Do not answer my name is
having friends.
Yep.
Having friends. A, have friends. B,
look, I don't have friends.
Yeah.
I don't have friends around my current house.
If it's a local thing, it's going to be an issue. But if you can do it online,
I guess everybody move to Tassie.
That's the worst option.
That's
career suicide. That's career suicide. Don't do it. You work in a
so second part to this question, I wanted to ask real quick, since we're kind of on the topic of buzz and everything like that. Does anyone have a nostalgia like me for that era of stuff, and did everyone play that kind of stuff? Because in my house, in the PS2 era, I had buzz shit. I had Guitar Hero, like several guitars.
Yes.
I had the drums when the Rock Band came out. I had 2 SingStar mics. I had an iToy with iPet, and my iPet was named Pav. I had the whole fucking lot.
I had iToy. Guitar Hero is my jam. My biggest memory of Buzz wasn't having it at home. It was times where I used to get dragged to like my parents' work. We're having a barbecue or some crap, and some random kid would bring along their PlayStation and Buzz, and you'd sit there playing with these random kids from other families that work there, and it was a lot of fun. That's my only memory really, is just playing with strangers. Do not cut that out and use that as a soundbite, please.
Please, someone do. Hashtag
playing with strangers.
Self on Nicholas.
I've never played Buzz personally. SingStar I bought for PS3 and played for 5 minutes and then never touched it again. I think my fondest memories are with the Guitar Hero 1 and 2, and then the Rock Band series from then.
Yeah.
What? I'm disappointed. You didn't play.
He came back for live. He came back for live.
You came back for live, but 3 had easily the best set list.
Yeah, I don't have fond memories. I had 3. I just preferred Rock Band myself. Okay. And I got Guitar Hero Live, which is the best one yet ever.
I actually really, really love live. As a side note, like talking about this, I'm kind of like, I kind of want to play Guitar Hero after this now. Just pull out for a couple songs.
I go back every couple months, and then I'll be like, wait, this is the different controller. I've not got to the point with the new controllers where it's like.
Funnily enough, I can play it better because I don't have to move my fingers up and down the neck. They're all there.
It's still fun. Ash.
Yes, I also had Guitar Hero, several iterations, lots of guitars. And did have the drum kit, which I'm pretty sure I had at my house until we last moved, like 2 years ago. It was just sitting there in the corner somewhere. Half broken.
Yeah, I had to give mine away last year.
Yeah. Yeah.
I remember importing the Rock Band drum kit because we couldn't get it.
Yeah.
Because we didn't have it in Australia. Yeah. Fucking Australia.
Yeah.
Luckily, the Australian dollar wasn't fucked then.
Yeah, it was not. It was not.
Yeah. You had buzz for ages in those controllers that it was just a pain to untangle them all to try and get it.
Oh, yeah.
That is-
fucking nightmare.
Dylan's, just to give you
Yours
'cause it's
true.
audio only podcast, the look of disgust on Dylan's face just then when he talked about untangling the cords, like, fucking tell me about it.
Flashback. My parents used to have like one of those entertainment units, like with
Yeah.
a drawer at the bottom where you'd open it with like the two handles, whatever. And I just had like an image of myself pulling both at the same time, opening it, and just seeing this mess of buzz controllers sitting there, just being like, oh no.
That was half the fun of Buzz. You untangled it before you got to play.
Oh, no.
And my brother also
So
had
does-
DJ Hero. So we had that as well.
Oh, I had
DJ.
DJ Hero too. DJ Hero was actually fucking. I never brought two, but I played the fuck out of the first one. And it when you think back to it now, you're like those three buttons spinning it seems kind of real simple and corny. You're like, wow. It was a lot of fun to play though. Like, and they had a really cool soundtrack where they like remixed like a whole bunch of songs
The only
specifically for the
song
DJ
I
Hero
can
soundtrack.
remember was because it was only, I only played it like once, and I used to play one song at a time whenever I saw it, and it was just that Queen one. There was one where they like mixed. It was one of the first songs, and
It was Daft Punk mixed with Queen.
yeah, and that was the only
It was
song I
like
played.
diddling down, we will, diddling down. It was fucking sick. DJ Hero's bring back DJ Hero, man. Bring back DJ Hero. I
Let's
want to be a
not.
fucking DJ.
It's called,
Where was your
it's
DJ
called
Hero
using a Mac.
prediction? It's called using it on Mac.
Jesus.
Shout out to Mac users.
Alright. I want to get a Mac.
Shout out to Grindcraft.
Shout out to Go.
It's lit.
So, does anyone want this shit to kind of make a comeback? I don't really want the plastic toys. I want people who are smarter than me to figure out a way to get these types of games, and specifically using like this PlayLink type of stuff, because that can bring back Buzz and SingStar and all this sort of stuff and whatever else. I want these games back. I just don't want the plastic crap in my house.
Yeah,
I think the
Yeah.
world is ready for Wonder Book 2.
I think it is.
Oh god, here he goes. Here he goes. Why did you have that so closely on hand?
For audio listeners, I just pulled out a
you take a screenshot,
my
Dylan?
He
hand.
literally was like, here, I prepared it earlier. And like, that's going to be the thumbnail for our YouTube clip. Is cause that was way too closely on hand for that to have been.
I'm going to give zero explanations for that ever on this podcast, so you can wonder why I had a Wonder Book so close. Actually, I'll explain it. I'm going to explain it later in the show. I'll explain it later in the show. It ties into a segment later. Very well, actually. Moving on. Wonder Book.
So you have to stick around to find out.
Ha!
Right. So, vote. Who wants to, that was the question. Who wants this shit? Who does want this shit back in some form or fashion?
Yeah, it'd be cool. I don't think you can get Rock Band in that thing without the plastic toys, but everything
plastic,
else, I
yeah.
think you could work out a way. Even SingStar.
I can play
if you're
DJ
playing
Hero.
on-
DJ Hero on my phone.
Yeah, on your phone.
What? Wow, spin it.
Yeah, that works.
Got him.
Just like a real DJ.
Derek, do you want?
If they were to bring it out and have a cheaper way of buying stuff for it, sure.
Yeah.
Because that was the worst part. Is if you
Yeah.
it was going to be like $200 if you wanted a second Guitar Hero controller with your stuff.
Yeah. Does it? Well, the plastic toy part was always the most expensive part. Oh, yeah. It's like Rock Band kit, $300. Yeah. Nick?
You don't want that shit around your house, do you?
I don't know. Yeah, no, because
Not a fan.
I've recently
Not a
had to
fan of
deal
Blight.
with all that crap, and it was so hard to get rid of that I just don't want to have to deal with it again.
You don't want to get
doesn't
nostalgic.
age
And having
very
the
well.
one guitar for live was fine.
You don't want to get attached
But-
to it.
Yeah, I mean I had fond memories playing it at the time, but it's a nightmare. Clutter.
Fair enough. Anyway, next topic. Spider-Man. Sometime just before the
Spider-Man.
show.
Spider-Man!
It's me.
Spider-Man himself came out with his Pommy accent, and I was like, whoa, Spider-Man he doesn't have an American accent. What's going on? Tom Holland just comes out, steps out in this trailer I'm watching. Oi, governor, I'm the new Spider-Man. I'm Peter Parker. I was like, Jesus Christ, Tom Holland, I saw you in that Rihanna video, and this does not sound similar at all. He came out and said, hey, we're putting out a Spider-Man VR game. Did we all watch the trailer as fucking told
Yes.
to?
Yeah, we did.
Thank you.
I cried.
Now, I personally, when it got to the end, I was like, yes.
You were?
Fuck yes, I want to play this.
Okay.
No. No,
No,
Really?
Dylan, stop.
Really?
It just
Really?
reminded me. It gave me we're in this wonderful place. We're in this wonderful goddamn place where there's an Insomniac Spider-Man game being created that isn't a movie tie-in game that Activision said, "Hey, we've got 6 months till the movie comes out. Make it." It just gave me terrible flashbacks of movie tie-in games.
On that point, to quickly tackle that, this VR game thing is doing something that I actually want people to do, because they put out a Martian game, which I didn't play because apparently it was fucking terrible and really overpriced. But movie companies have been putting out more of these tie-in stuff. They made a Westworld VR game. I don't think it was released anywhere properly,
they did
but it
one,
was a Westworld VR thing.
They had the line
that,
experience.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt one where he
the line.
walked between the buildings.
The Wire.
Yeah, that too. The Walk the Line. Yeah, The Wire, whatever. No, it was called whatever it was called. Fucking I don't know. But I don't want movie tie-in games to come back. However, I think making $10 to $15 VR experiences...
$10 to $15?
I think making $10 to $15 VR tie-in experiences for movies, TV shows, and stuff like that is actually a pretty smart idea. And I'm quite happy to pay for some of them. Not all of them.
No. I'm happy to pay for them if they're good.
They're not going to be good, though. It's going to be an afterthought where, however many months before release, they're like, right, we need to put out a VR game. Somebody quickly...
That's just a stepping stone to us getting good stuff.
When I first heard about it, I was hoping for a Batman Arkham VR game, but Spider-Man. Not a fucking gallery shooter where you just shoot webs instead of bullets.
I'll take a gallery shooter of Spider-Man. If this is $10 to $15 and I can get 1 to 2 hours of enjoyment of
There's
going...
no way you're getting 2 hours out of it. There's no way.
What are the trophies?
There's not going to be trophies for it. There's no way there's trophies for that game.
If there's trophies that say get gold on each challenge map or some shit, I'll be like, wee, shooting webs left, right, and center. That's all I do every night when I go to sleep.
We really need this to be a video podcast. Just on Dylan. Nobody else, just on Dylan.
Look, before we started recording where you could actually see me, I was still waving my hands around like a crazy person. You just never noticed. It's not my fault I got to shoot webs if I talk about shooting webs. Hey!
What's that extra noise I can hear, Dylan?
Oh my god! Cool story. That's a good segment. Hashtag every trophy.
It looks
hashtag every trophy counts. Spider-Man's trophies got announced. No, I'm just joking. Spider-Man's trophies did in fact not get announced, but the only ones of recent that we haven't talked about, though, I do want to make note of because it's my fucking show. I can bring it up if I want to.
Diva.
The Crash trophies. I've looked over them all officially, properly.
There's
three platinums.
It's 3 easy plats.
They have 3 very easy platinums, especially if you've already played the games. The trophy list is more or less beat the game, get 100%. Like, just get 100%.
It's not even due to the time trials, though. Like,
it's not even like the really hard time trials. Yeah, and they didn't truck in like any random new trophies, like beat the whole game as Coco or something like that, because that's a new thing you can play as Coco. There is a trophy tied to Coco for like playing as her in a certain level, but they're not like beat the whole game as Crash, beat the whole game as Coco, or something like crazy shit. Pretty simple. Everyone should buy Crash. Get 3 easy platinums.
Cost effective. Three platinums out of a full price game. It's pretty good.
Now I want to tie this in to the announcement and Wonderbook is that if you've been paying any attention, ladies and gentlemen of the interweb, if not, for fuck's sake, keep on it. Follow our Twitter. It's @ExplosionPod or some shit. I don't know. We have been streaming a lot more, right?
This is true.
Streaming a lot more over at twitch.tv/Explosion Network. We've been streaming a whole bunch of games. We're going to work on... The majority, all of us here have been streaming. We're all going to work on a new system. We're going to work on having a bit more of a better schedule and segments and stuff. I'm going to be doing a segment upcoming when I fucking Photoshop some cool logos and stuff. And I'm going to turn #EveryTrophyCounts into a fucking live stream segment. And one of the games I'm going to be fucking playing...
You're kidding.
Is I'm going to play Wonderbook, and I'm going to get the platinums in Diggs Nightcrawler, and I'm going to get the platinum in Book of Spells, and it's going to be #EveryTrophyCounts.
You shouldn't announce things before you got it.
While we're on this topic...
Before you lock it in.
before you watch this stream for the first time with Dylan, and then
Yeah.
you never come back, which I completely understand, please feel free to tweet at Explosion Network.
Explosion Pod.
At Explosion Pod. Give us any ideas. If you've got any like games you really want to see streamed, if you want to, if there's anything you guys really want to watch or check out or you're interested in, tweet at us. I'm really looking for ideas for stuff to stream. We're streaming a whole range of stuff at the moment. I'm using it as a terrible excuse to play more games and to finish more games. So feel free always to get involved. Subscribe to the channel at twitch.tv/Explosion Network. Make sure you get those notifications on so you get a little bing every time we come online. And yeah, just tweet at us. We'd love to.
And even if you don't watch, enjoy the amazing artwork that gets posted in association.
It is
streams.
amazing.
It is.
So
It is
well
one of the
done
highlights of my day when it comes out.
when it comes out. So stay tuned for that. And yeah, feel free to stop by and chat. I think the three of us that stream from our homes, we're good and open for a chat. And half the time we're playing terribly at the games we're playing. So
I'm
chatting to
making
us-
predictions terribly, so no one's going to be fucking surprised if they tune in.
exactly.
Also, I'll play it all want. Don't at me.
Please at Lord Empire your feedback on our Twitch channel.
Buddy, on Twitter, I asked for questions this week because that's the thing I'm going to start doing as well, because we're going to start tweeting out every week before record. So if you want to ask questions for the show, follow us on Twitter, once again, at Explosion Pod or on
What was
Facebook,
that
which
link
is
again?
Explosion Network. You fuck off. Buddy said,
Buddy who?
in celebration of my 50th platinum, his Twitter is Buddy Watson 12. I don't know what the 12 is. Buddy, what's the 12 in your title? Is it just
He's
because
12
there's
years
fucking
old.
11,
There's 11.
there's 11 of a Buddy Watsons?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Is
In celebration of my 50th plat, I want to know your favourite platinum and toughness.
Congrats, Pat.
Hashtag every trophy counts. Nick, do you even have... I can't remember. Do you even have one?
My favorite platinum is probably Game of Thrones Telltale game.
Yep.
No, actually,
And the
scratch
only
that.
one you've got.
It was the Borderlands one is my favorite.
Are they the
game
two you have?
No, the Game of Thrones one is the hardest because that was a chore to play through.
Ciaran? Do you have any?
I
don't
have quite a few
know.
actually. I have at least 10 or 12. Because there was one point when I first bought my PS4 where I did this thing where I'm like, I'm going to platinum every game I buy.
You're a
And then that
crazy
went
person.
downhill person.
Then you wake up to yourself.
I think my favorite platinum, just because I'm ashamed of it, is I can't remember the name. It was some like animal game where you had to like
Abs
cuddle the-
Animals?
Pardon?
No, that was 100%.
Nah, there was
Tokyo
something like
Jungle.
it was literally. Nah, it was literally. I can't remember. I'll have a look.
Linger in Shadows.
I'll have a look in a second. But my favorite platinum would have to be Shadow of Mordor.
Yeah.
Because I really enjoyed Shadow of Mordor.
Great game.
That's
It
my
was
favorite
really
platinum
fun,
of
and I
yours
really
too,
enjoyed
Ciaran.
Platinuming the game. Pardon?
That's my favorite platinum of yours too.
Yeah, thanks, man. And I can't wait for Bruz.
Bruce. Bruce.
But Bruz, whatever his name is.
He'll be
do know
Bruz to us.
I
What?
am heartbroken by Shadow of Mordor though because the DLCs came out with the worst trophy list ever, and so that game's still set at like 89%.
Time trials and shit like that.
Oh, it was like complete everything in an hour. Like could defeat the whole Nemesis system in an hour or something. It was
Yeah.
Can I say, when you do DLC, don't put out challenge fucking mode DLCs.
Or Sony, do it a way where like the DLC show separately, so that my 100% for the one game isn't ruined, because that gets my OCD going crazy. When I know it's 100%, but you've released DLC, so it's
that
like,
shit ain't changing.
No.
Can't even change our PSN names. Ash.
It'd be Horizon for both, because that's the only non-Telltale game that I've got a platinum in.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you could pick a Telltale one as your favourite.
No,
one
but
if
it
you
was
wanted
both
to.
rewarding and more difficult, so Horizon.
Oh.
Although
enough.
I'm thinking about going back and trying to get Persona 5.
Persona.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
yuck.
I don't know how I feel about
Sorry,
that.
Jono.
What was Buddy's 50th? I did see it.
It was Snake Pass. Congratulations, buddy.
Congrats, buddy. Appreciate it.
Congrats, buddy, on the 50th platinum. He's going to catch me quite soon.
How many you at?
How many are you on?
I don't know, 100.
Yep. Any day now, buddy will catch up.
Yeah.
He's just got to put in the work.
I think my it's a hard question. My toughest I feel like my favorite one is also the one that I had the toughest time with, just because it was like actually hard to earn, and that would be Rogue Legacy, because I literally spent 6+ hours in a row trying to beat one of the bonus bosses in that game. Like, I started at 9 a.m. and didn't finish till like after tea time that day. I just sat there in front of my fucking screen all day trying to beat one boss. It was so challenging, and I nearly fucking threw my controller through the screen. But when I finally beat him, it was just like, see, Bloodborne's pretty rewarding too, but I actually think I struggled more with this one boss in Rogue Legacy than I did in any of the bosses in Bloodborne. So I'd have to say either Bloodborne or Rogue Legacy, probably for my favorite or proudest, whatever you want to call it. Simply because actually, as much as everyone likes to believe all I do is play shitty games, which I'm quite happy to play shitty games, as we mentioned like 10 minutes ago for Platinums, I do have some that actually required a little bit of skill, a little bit of effort.
Well, you do play shitty games. You are going to platinum the Crash games.
Fuck off, Nick. Hear your shit. Cool. Platinums. Hashtag every trophy counts. Thanks for listening, everyone, to another fantastic episode, Rick-rolling episode of Rick-rollicking episode even of Platinum Explosion, the number one.
Yep, we're never going to let you down.
Oceanas. Never gonna let you down. Never gonna let you. This week I'm gonna make sure we actually plug shit compared to the actual predictions episode. And I'm actually gonna go, in case you haven't heard it like 10 times already, we are on Twitter at ExplosionPod. We are on Facebook. You can search for Explosion Network. You head to explosionnetwork.com. That's where you find all the other shows. And I nearly want to say that, like the saying, like, go to the website to keep the lights on, but that's not really how it works. So just go to the website so maybe one day I can buy a studio and then you can keep going to keep the lights on. You can follow me on Twitter at VivaLadil, VivaLadil. You can head to youtube.com/VivaLadil for my personal vlog details and such. Ash.
You can follow me on Twitter at Ashley Hobley, ASHLEYHOBLEY. And while you're there on the internet, you should check out our Explosion Reacts channel, because we're at 99 subscribers, and with one more we can change it from Dylan's old URL.
One more subscriber, we can get my name off that fucking channel,
and we all want that, don't we?
After the Explosion Network.
We all want less Dylan.
Oh, so shrewdness around here today.
Less Dylan, more Toby.
Check me out on Twitter at your boy Ringo. And check us out streaming most nights during the week now and on the weekend at www.twitch.tv/Explosion Network.
Nicholas.
You can find me on Twitter at Lord and Pryor.
There's usually a follow-up, like snarky remark or a joke or
any questions you have about our community, please tweet at our community manager at Lord Empire.
Imagine a world in which Nick sells.
If you tweet at Explosion Pod, there's a chance that Lord Empire will tweet you back.
And if you're ever confused which account Nick's supposed to use to reply to you, he doesn't know either.
Once again, special shout out to
Jaden. He's the homie.
Jaden, we love you at Crazy Mate.
I look forward to working with you once again when we get closer to the PSX. Thanks for listening, everyone. Have a wonderful afternoon. Plat.
Or any other time.
Jaden, new Twitter handle, JadenDeBomb89.
Wow, that's a tremendous looking trophy.
And if you get called a cunt by the Explosion Network Twitter, it was Nick.